The government will continue to invest in technology and innovation to help businesses and individuals tide over COVID-19 and seize new opportunities. Communications and Information Minister S Iswaran says while the global economic climate remains challenging, opportunities remain, particularly in the information communication technology or ICT sector.
I think, we're in an economic environment that's challenging globally and in Singapore. But even in this environment, there are sectors that continue to offer opportunities. And the ICT sector is one, both within the sector, but also in terms of the tech-related jobs across the economy. So in the near term, we've talked about creating another 1,800 jobs. And we are doing this in partnership with companies like Google. We recently announced 3,000 opportunities, 600 jobs, and 2,400 training opportunities. More broadly, over the next 3 years, we hope to do about 5,500 of such opportunities for fresh grads as well as mid-career professionals. Just as a look back, how are we doing this? We have programs like TESA, Tech Skills Accelerator, which aim to bridge our people into the jobs that are being created in the tech sector. In the last 4 years or so, managed to place about 6,600. And I think this is a program working closely with the companies that continues to give traction. And I think when you look at the overall situation, today under the SG United Jobs and Training package, there are about 18,000 such opportunities in the tech sector, both in terms of jobs and also in training opportunities. And I think this is our objective, to make sure that Singaporeans are able to fully realize these opportunities in a sector that is growing today and holds much promise for the future. We're working, when we're talking about workers on the one hand, workers have to get jobs, and that means our companies must be doing well. And that's why we want to help our companies adopt digital technologies and thrive. And SMEs in particular, which employs about 2/3 of our workforce, they're going to be a very important part of it, and we want to get them onto the digital platforms. So SME Go Digital, Grow Digital, it's all ways for us to help our SMEs acquire digital capabilities to enhance their productivity, strengthen their competitiveness, and enter overseas markets through various platforms. So the digital economy agreements, if you think of them as the digital equivalent of our old trade agreements. Trade agreements were to make the flow of goods and services across borders more easy, less obstacles. Now we want to do the same for data, for digital connectivity, for the bits and bytes. And in doing that, it makes it easier for our businesses to do digital business with other countries. So for example, if I'm selling in another country through digital platforms, how does my data flow, customer data flow? How do I get my last mile fulfillment with a logistics service provider? What about the payment solutions? What about the insurance that backs the delivery and so on? All of these things now take on a whole new consideration when you're talking about the digital realm. And through these agreements, we're trying to create common standards so that companies can operate across border in a seamless way, much as what we've tried to do with our conventional free trade agreements for the movement of goods and services. So I think this is an important aspect of the modern circumstances that we are in today. In the digital age, we all obtain our information differently. Some get it through mainstream media, some get it through social media, some get it through their messaging apps. And in terms of also the format of the message that we want, some like long form, some like short form, some like snippets. And then you also have, the language considerations, different languages and official languages and other vernacular. So what we need to do in this digital age from a government perspective is really to find the platform, the modality and the language medium that will appeal to the different segments of our society, so that the intent of our policies and the purpose behind them and how our people can benefit can be fully conveyed to our citizens. And in doing that, I think ultimately what we are trying to achieve is really to bring our population together, because it becomes increasingly challenging in an environment like the digital age to get everybody onto a common platform. And therefore we need to find these other distributed ways to bring all Singaporeans together, unified in common purpose.